Hi, thanks for clicking on the video. Today I'm going to be doing a Pride inspired look and I'm going to be explaining how I figured out I am gay. So what I'm going to be doing first is I'm going to be carving out my eyebrow with some foundation. So ever since I was really little, I realized I never really quite liked boys. And it's not in a way of I just didn't enjoy talking to them or anything. I would physically be jealous of them. I would be so jealous if a girl said they had a crush on a guy. I would get physically extremely jealous, and it wasn't just because I had a crush on her either. I was kind of appalled and angry that my friends didn't feel the same exact thing that I was feeling, which of course I got over it. I was like 5, but I would get so obsessed with the idea that my friends had crushes on these boys. And it was kind of like, not because it was unfathomable, because I was watching a whole bunch of Disney Channel and I thought that was the only way I could like a boy. So I remember also when I was really little, we would be talking about crushes and I'd pick the kid who was the fastest runner and say that he was my crush. And I didn't realize that it wasn't normal just to pick a random guy because he was the most athletic one, like how Disney Channel was telling me. I remember very much once I turned 7 or 8, I would try to kind of convince myself that I liked guys and go off being like, well, of course, like I only like feminine guys, like with really long hair and with like a feminine physique. And I would basically describe a twink because that was the closest I could get to a female, and I'd be like, I just don't like manly guys. Like I could never imagine dating anybody with abs or Willis. So it's like, okay, you know, a little bit in denial. But once I turned 9 is when I finally figured out I did like girls. But I didn't realize I was a lesbian quite yet. I remember very much, I would like sit back and I'd be like, okay. And I'd like take a deep breath in, and whatever heck feeling I got in my stomach would be the answer. So I'd be like, do I like girls? I like breathed in, felt right. I was like, yeah, I do. And I was like, do I like boys? And I felt confused. And I was like, we'll think about this later. This is not like a conversation, but this is not what I have to be thinking about right now. So I did think about it later. And I kind of like was denying it for a while because I didn't want to believe it. Because I felt like I had been lied to from the media. Like, what do you mean I'm not going to be the tall, skinny white girl that's blonde and has, well, I do have blue eyes. Thank you. And has like extremely curly hair and will wear a corset every single day. That was my fantasy when I was little, was I was gonna have super curly blonde hair and long eyelashes, and I was gonna wear a corset every day, and I was gonna look like a hentai anime girl. It did not work out, thank God. Oh, thank God. I'm gonna be using the Morph palette mainly throughout this look. I'm doing like rainbow. I love rainbows. If we couldn't tell, even though my bangs are super messed up, I'm gonna get them re-dyed tomorrow though. So I'll probably post like a short or something showing how they look. But once I got into the 5th grade is when I started realizing it wasn't like a phase type thing, and I really did like girls, and there was nothing that was going to change about it. And trust me, I was having a little identity crisis because that's when COVID was happening. I am a 2010 baby, and that's when COVID was happening, like online and everything was when I was in 5th grade. And I was having so much body issues at that time. Like, of course, like your body's changing, you're going through puberty and crap. But I also had like extremely bad acne, and I was really awkward, and I wore like pug shirts and had greasy hair and like thick chunky glasses and wore like biker shorts and leggings. It was a moment in history, not one that has to be repeated, you know. It's like the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. Nobody volunteers to go through that again. 6th grade is when I started actually getting like, I had crushes on girls, but that's when I had my first ever super crush on a girl, and it was on this girl Jody. She is on YouTube too. I don't like her anymore. Trust me, it's like an entire thing. She tried to choke me, and she tried to choke herself during class with a rainbow loom bracelet. She's kind of crazy. So she's definitely not my friend anymore, trust me. But she was my first ever like big girl crush, and it started off to where I thought I was too young to date. So she did have a crush on me. I said I was too young to date. So she slowly like got creepier over time and was like kind of trying to force herself. Well, not kind of. She was forcing herself onto me. And I did not appreciate it. And at the time, I thought I was bi. I thought I still had liking for men. I was trying to convince myself, like, I'm not that gay. I dabble in the girls and the men's. Never have I ever dated a man. Put a finger down if you dated a man. But I say but a lot. That's really been annoying me when I've been editing my videos, how much I say but. Like, it actually pisses me off so badly. I never realized how much I said that. Once I got into 7th grade is when I realized I was a lesbian. There was this guy, and I'm not gonna say his name because he didn't really do anything wrong. But the guy, he had a crush on me, and this was like beginning of 7th grade. And I didn't know him that well. Like, we were friends, but I wasn't like, I had no friends at the time, so he was my one of 2 friends. And he ended up getting a crush on me. And I very much remember very vividly. He used to call me Black Cat, which I hated at the time. And he wrote me a letter in his awful handwriting. And he was like, Black Cat, I like you very much. Will you go out with me? And he kept on asking me out. He asked me out 3 times. Like, after the first time of me ignoring, you probably should have gotten the hint. But he continued, and he was resilient, and he kept on asking me. And finally, I was like, I think I'm too young still. And it finally clicked inside my head. After like 2 days after that, I was like, why do I keep on saying I'm too young to date everybody? I would gladly date a girl right now, and I don't think that I'm too young to date a girl. But I feel like I'm too young to date a guy. And then it clicked. I was like, would I ever kiss a guy? And I felt such pure hatred. Like, I was gonna throw up everywhere when I thought about it. I was like, never. Oh my gosh, who do you think I am? Plants vs. Zombies? I'm not. And then I remember going, would I kiss a girl? And I was like, hell yeah, I would. And that's basically kind of how I figured it out. Like, it was a lot of, am I sure that this is this? Like, I'll give myself more time to think about it. Am I, like, you know, completely in the know? Also dealt with my fair share of homophobia, and I've also dealt with my own fair share of self-homophobia. And it is a struggle, especially getting over self-homophobia, because it's like, you know it's okay to be gay. And if you don't, then maybe, like, put down your Corona beer and wipe your bum. Because I think it's very crazy, because I forget that people are actually homophobic. And, like, my friend, he has other friends that are homophobic. My friend's a straight white man. Like, of course he has other friends that are homophobic, but they've been his best friends since, like, 4th grade. So it's like, I get it. And, I forget that they genuinely dislike me just because of who I am. Like, literally one time I tried to show one of them a picture and they ran away from me. And it's like, damn. Like, I'm not that ugly. I cannot be saying that when I have my bangs over there like this. Please don't humble me. I'm going to be putting on more foundation and try to attempt to do a cut crease, which I've never actually, like, successfully done. So we're gonna see if it turns out awful, and if it does, we're just gonna add sparkles. I also have people in my family who are homophobic. So it's like, thank you, that's beautiful. Give me more to struggle with, you know? And I haven't came out to all of them yet, which is kind of surprising how they haven't figured out I'm gay yet. Like, I literally have rainbow bangs. Let's be honest here. I've been thinking about dyeing more of my hair though recently. Like, doing like strips like from right here, black. And then like ginger, like strips, like chunks, 2 chunks underneath. And I think that'd look really cool. But not like calico hair, because calico hair is all around and that'd also be other colors mixed in. Just like little chunks of ginger and black. Because I don't want, like, if I'm gonna dye more of my hair, I don't want to be just one color, because then I won't match everything I wear on top of that. And I get very stuck if stuff doesn't match what I want to wear. When I was younger, I would really struggle with what I thought of myself versus what other people thought of me. Like, just looking at me, does it look like I care about what other people think? But a lot of people who helped me get through it wasn't people in my actual life, because I was way too scared to talk to people about it, really. And most of my friends at the time were bullies anyway, so it's like, thank you. But a lot of it was RuPaul's Drag Race. I remember Pandora Box, her going outward on season 2 saying that she attempted to commit suicide and her body issues. It helped me so much. It like freed me. And Sasha Velour is my favorite drag queen by far. But she is such an amazing person, and it was like, it doesn't matter to them that they're gay. They have gotten over the stage in their life. I remember very vividly when I was little too, my Mima, she's a Mormon, right? And she was watching this Mormon movie with me, and I remember it was some Polynesian island that this missionary got sent to, and this woman wanted him to have sex with her, and she was in her bare chonies. I remember that they were like white chonies. I remember this very vividly because 4-year-old me, when she was in her chonies and the missionary was like holding her hand, was like, you should keep your body as a temple. You should not want to do this with me until we are married. And my Mima is literally crying, saying that it's so beautiful. I literally am just like staring at this woman's undies and I'm like, whoa. Glory knew who she was from a very young age. So from all the times of me being gay, I've been with crushes of people, I've been in denial, I've also just been ugly. But through it all, I've also just been me. And I think that's one of the biggest things about accepting yourself as being gay and letting others embrace you for who you are, is going through the phases that come with it. And being gay is not a phase, and this is why we celebrate Pride Month. So thank you to the queers, thank you to the femmes and the dolls. This is my finished look, which it looks a lot more dusty on camera, but I swear it's a lot more colorful in real life. And thank you for watching my video if you did.